Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Disgaea RPG video. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 Deadly Sins event, talking about the review as a whole, and just basically giving a bit of an event overview, feeling about how it went. I was a bit confused about what to put on screen while I'm doing this, so I'm just going to let these story modes play out, just for a bit of background, something to be happening at the side. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and all of that good stuff. So we have just pretty much finished. At the time of recording it's still going, but I'll release this after it's finished. But we've pretty much come to the end of our time with our first collab in Disgaearpg, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, about potential changes that they made to the event and how I thought it went overall. I'm going to do a second video at the end when it actually has finished, reviewing raids, reviewing how they dealt with raids, and hopefully how they dealt with cheaters and stuff. And we'll also have a little look at teams people used and things like that before the leaderboards vanish, okay? So first of all, one of the things I want to talk about is the event story. Now obviously starting out with the event, we had a little bit of a hiccup with regards to points, because for some reason the Sins were earning points outside of the event for the summer event. Now, I know a lot of people hadn't finished the summer event, so this actually turned out quite good because those people were able to get extra points and clear that mission out. Now, admittedly, I know some people were a little bit worried at the start, but with the length of time we've had on the 7 Deadly Sins event, we had ample opportunities to clear out the event shop. And to be honest, the event shop was pretty beefy. I mean, if you wanted to try and actually clear that event shop out, it was going to take you quite a lot of grinding events in the game, okay? Now, me personally, just doing things like my dark gates, doing things like trying to generate raid bosses, I've ended up with so many points that with a couple of days left to go, I've only got a few rainbow reincarnation gems left to get. So for me, I think, I'm not going to say they found a sweet spot, but they found a good sort of a balance where they've given everybody ample time to get what they need to get from the shop, okay? So if you're someone who is fairly new to the game, you've probably got a lot of items that have helped you to grow your account pretty fast. You've probably been able to get a lot of like crystals, a lot of weapon statues and stuff like that. So overall, with regards to the shop, I'd like to say that the time we got was a major plus. If we get that on collabs going forward, it's really going to be useful to new players who hop on at collabs. The next big outside collab we're expecting is RE0, so if the same kind of thing happens then, it's going to be very good for people as well. Now obviously one of the other good things is the character crystals. I think it's very good, and I like the way that they're doing this now, where if you pull a new character, you're going to get character crystals in the shop immediately for that character. So essentially any new characters you pull, you can get to any one absolutely free using story event grinding. Now generally this doesn't apply to badass characters. It's something that does happen in JP as well, where you do get like the new unit, the side unit, and usually the platinum summon unit that you get a set of character crystals for. Now obviously, a lot of times when these events ran originally, we didn't get that, and you'll actually see that in the next character showcase video. Sorry, the next story event showcase video that I've put out is either out before this video or it'll be out just after this video. But if you look at how JP did things up to a certain point, they only gave you one of the 2 new characters that you are able to summon for a banner, from a banner. However, Global seems to be going a different approach, and they're letting you get all the characters, so 1 NE level for all the characters. And that seems to have started on the event just before this one, the one with Swimsuit Desco, but it did carry over to this event, which was obviously very good because the Sins were quite expensive. There was a lot of Sins to get. I know a lot of people didn't have necessarily the luck that I had and a few other people had, where they managed to get them all on the way to one single pity. Unfortunately, there is people out there who didn't get any of them before they hit pity, and for those people I feel bad. But speaking of pity, that was another thing that was introduced on this story event. This crossover event did introduce Pity to Disgaearpg. I think it was the perfect time to introduce Pity as well, because a lot of new players did jump on with the game, and their first experience with the game is obviously better than our experience with the game. I know that can make some people salty, but personally, I think it's a plus, because if we keep new players happy, it means they get to stay and continue to enjoy the game. The one negative I've got from the story event shop, and to be honest, I think part of this is down to the fact that we went to level 40 on weapons, okay? R40, I don't think it was intended to be released. It was something they released to kind of circumvent a bug that had been created. So the fact that we have rank 40 weapons, it unfortunately makes the likes of Lost Vein, etc. rather redundant, and no one's really running Meliodas with Lost Vein, which is unfortunate because obviously it is his iconic weapon. I personally would like to run him with it, but why would I deliberately gimp my own gimp my own stats just to have a look, do you know what I mean, on a character? So unfortunately, I do think that's a bit disappointing. I think they need to do something about that, because even now in the Madoka Magica collab and JP, the weapon is rank 35, and it's, I mean, yeah, there's some additional skills, but apart from look, you're not generally going to use that weapon if you have something like a rarity 40 bow. One thing that I think they could add for Disgaearpg, and I don't see many people disagreeing with this, to be honest, is introduce a system where we can reskin weapons. Whether you use quartz, I don't know. If it's a limited weapon like Lost Vein, if you reskin Lost Vein onto a bow sword, for example, then that bow sword would have to be only equipped by Meliodas. You can still keep those restrictions if they exist. I just think they should give us the ability to reskin weapons. I think that would be pretty cool. I know a lot of people would like that. And if there's one thing that I'd like to see happening in the game moving forward, it would be that. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist on JP, and they're just about to hit the 2-year anniversary, so whether this will ever happen or not, I do not know. It's just something that I would like to see happening, okay? Now, next up, I'm going to talk about raids. Again, I'm going to go into raids in a bit more detail about how people performed and stuff, but I just want to actually talk about the rewards from raids. I loved raids. I absolutely loved raids. Now, I know a lot of people did very well from raids, and I also know some people didn't do as well. However, one thing that I do know that happened is a lot of new players got a lot of rewards because they listened to the advice of attack an enemy boss whether you can beat it or not, and you will get rewards. And I know a lot of people did see good boosts to their account through skip tickets, through AP pots, through statues, through everything, through crystals, thingamybobs, all of that stuff. It really helped out a lot of lower level players. For some of the more long-term players, the one thing that people seem to be chasing more than anything else, which to be honest is it becomes a recurring theme on raids going forward, and it's why people are desperate for late raids to come back already, is Weapon Mastery Innocence, okay? Now, I got extremely lucky with Weapon Mastery Innocence. I'm not going to flex how many I got, but I did quite well. And they do drastically help you when building characters. So going forward in raids, I mean, generally that's what people want. They want to see more raids. We want more chances to get Weapon Mastery Innocence. And Skill Mastery Innocence, while not as good, they are still very good as well, because obviously a lot of these skills are a bit underpowered until you can level them up. And Skill Mastery Innocence will certainly help you do that. Now, obviously with raids, we do have the same issues cropping up as we've had before, and that is cheaters. In the kind of more detailed ranking of the raids, I'm going to talk about the cheaters. I don't want to dwell on it too much just now, because then it ends up just becoming a topic that I repeat in a different video, and I'd rather not do that. But I think overall raids were probably the best part of the event. I know for me anyway, but that is very, very much dictated by the rewards that I received, okay? Again, if I was to pull absolute trash from raids, I probably would have been a little bit more disappointed. But I didn't, so I'm quite happy. The other thing that we got was the 1 a day battle that gave, is it 50? I think it's 50 nether quartz. So you could do that every single day. There's not much to talk about there. You just do it and it's done. I think that was very good as well because it gives you a slow and steady supply of quartz into your account. Quartz is something that we did get quite a lot of in this event. I mean, apart from all the content creator codes, which I did have 2 of. Actually, I had 3. You got all of them, but even just doing raids, I seen people get 10k. I seen people who, I mean, yes, it's RNG, it really just depends on what comes out of that pot at the end for you. But I seen a lot of people who got between 3, 4, 5, right up to 10k quartz just by doing all of their raids. So that was very good as well. So overall, I'd like to give a big thumbs up to the 7 Deadly Sins collab. The next collab that we can expect on Disgaearpg that's an outside collab would be RE0. RE0 is obviously quite a hype property, so it should be a good time. You have a similar kind of event structure. You've got raids, you've got the event itself, you've got badass banners, you've got standard banners. A lot of it follows the kind of cookie cutter formula that this one is now laid out. So if you enjoyed this raid and if you like that anime, you're probably, sorry, if you enjoyed this event and you like the next anime, you're probably going to enjoy that event quite a lot as well. Plus, it's also got Oni Flown as well, who's a really good character, and Oni Rem. You want both of those characters, they're very good if you can manage to get them. But anyway, overall, I'd like to give the 7 Deadly Sins collab a big thumbs up. It's been really good, and it's unfortunate that we're going to get a little bit of a deflation after it, because that's just what happens when you have anything that's hype. But yeah, like I say, overall for me, this has been an absolute great month in Disgaearpg. I hope all new players have enjoyed it, but there is more to come. There is definitely more to come. I mean, we've got RE0, we've got a kind of short collab with Attack on Titan, which isn't great. We've also got Madoka Magica, and that's not even including the other things that we get, like La Parcel Tactics, and also getting other things like Makai Kingdom and stuff. So there's not only outside collabs, there's also internal Nice collabs to look forward to. But overall, guys, that's it for this video. It's just a short kind of event review, crossover review, whatever. But anyway, top marks for me. It's been really good. As always, dudes, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, stay safe, stay healthy, and say bye-bye to Flawn and Etna. Bye.